Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where we uncover the top 3 rare U.S. coins that could turn pocket change into pure treasure. Today, we're diving into the hidden value behind a 1954 P-Wheat penny, a 1989 P-1 dime, and a 1971 $1 coin, each carrying its own history, charm, and collector appeal. From circulating in dirty to dilapidated conditions, these seemingly ordinary coins may surprise you with their growing demand and rising worth in today's numismatic market, especially among UK collectors with an eye for American rarities. Let's begin with the 1954 P-Wheat penny. Has become one of those classic collectible coins that continues to spark excitement among coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters alike. Though minted in Philadelphia with millions of pieces entering circulation, the story of this small copper coin has grown over time, fueled by its historical charm and increasing rarity in pristine condition. With an iconic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the famous wheat stalks on the reverse, it represents an era of post-war America when craftsmanship and simplicity defined the nation's coinage. For collectors around the world, especially those in the UK who developed a growing fascination with vintage U.S. coins, this humble penny offers not just a glimpse into American history, but also a surprisingly lucrative opportunity. The market value of the 1954 P-Wheat penny has risen steadily over the past decade, influenced by the growing demand for mid-20th century American coins and the nostalgia attached to the wheat reverse design. Collectors in the United Kingdom have become increasingly engaged in this market as they recognize the potential profit and charm of these copper relics. The penny's composition of 95% copper gives it not just intrinsic metallic worth, but a warm, vintage glow that appeals to the eye and heart alike. High-grade examples showcased on eBay, heritage auctions, and major numismatic events often spark competitive bidding wars. And when a coin boasts sharp details and minimal toning, it can command a small fortune relative to its original 1-cent value. The 1954 P-Wheat penny may appear common at first glance, but the real treasure lies in its condition and rarity within higher grading levels. Most examples in circulation have endured decades of wear, showing scratches, dulling, or minor discoloration. Yet those few that survive in exceptional shape are highly sought after in auctions. Collectors are particularly drawn to pieces graded around MS65 or above, where the coin retains its sharp luster and crisp strike. On major grading platforms like PCGS NGC and other reputable auction sites, this coin has been known to fetch impressive figures, with top-quality specimens reaching around $1,000, or even climbing up to $1,500 in some recent sales, depending on market demand and eye appeal. Next up, minted in Philadelphia, the 1989 P-Dime carries a familiar image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a design that honors his legacy and leadership. What makes this coin stand out today, however, is not just its design or age, but the growing collector interest in coins in the late 20th century that are becoming harder to find in pristine condition. Even in a dirty or circulated state, the 1989 P-Dime can surprise collectors with its value due to variations in strike quality, mintage numbers, and the historical charm that surrounds this particular series. Today, as online marketplaces and digital auctions bring collectors from around the world together, the market for rare American coins is booming with renewed enthusiasm. The 1989 P. Roosevelt Dime stands as a perfect example of how even a relatively recent coin can transform into a sought-after collectible, especially when authenticated and preserved properly. Many dealers note that the value of such coins has been climbing steadily over recent years, with investors viewing them as small but meaningful pieces of American history that could yield great returns. A dime like this in exceptional condition isn't just a coin. It's a conversation piece, a tangible relic from a bygone era that continues to shine even decades later. So, if you happen to come across a 1989 P-Dime in your change, even one that looks a little dirty or worn, don't dismiss it too quickly. Give it a closer look. You might just be holding on to a coin that collectors are actively seeking and paying high prices for across the globe. Whether it's graded at MS65 and valued around $800, or one of the few flawless examples fetching up to $1,200 at major auctions, the potential is undeniable. As more collectors in the UK and beyond turn their attention to modern American coins, the 1989 P dime has become a shining reminder that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry extraordinary worth. Keep your eyes open and your change jars close. You never know when you'll uncover a small silver-colored fortune hiding in plain sight. Next up, the United States $1 coin from 1971, especially when it carries a touch of history, and where a dilapidated condition that adds character to its story. This coin, often known as the Eisenhower dollar, represents not only American heritage, but also a fascinating chapter in the transition of U.S. coinage. Struck from copper-nickel-clad composition and bearing the portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, it marked the return of the dollar coin to circulation after decades of absence. Despite its age and condition, this coin remains a highly collectible piece due to its significance, the minting year, and certain variations that make it stand out in today's collector markets. When it comes to rarity, the 1971 $1 coin tells a deeper story than its face value might suggest. Though millions were minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, not every piece was struck with precision, and fewer have survived in decent shape after decades of circulation. Many coins suffered heavy wear, scratches, and discoloration, which might make them appear ordinary at first glance. However, collectors in the US and UK alike know that true rarity lies not only in perfect mint condition, but also in those coins that carry a trace of history. Coins that have traveled through hands, cross-states, and even changed economies over time. Particularly, certain varieties in minting errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, have raised the interest of collectors and driven the demand for this coin far beyond its face value. In today's market, the value of a 1971 $1 coin depends heavily on its condition and mint mark, but even those in a dilapidated state can surprise collectors with their strong appeal. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS NGC and other recognized auction platforms have seen steady appreciation over the years. For example, in higher grades such as MS65, some pieces have fetched as high as $600 depending on eye appeal and strike quality. Yet, rare examples or unique variations of the same coin have soared to $900 or more, particularly in private collector circles and online auctions such as those seen on platforms like eBay or heritage auctions. These spikes in value highlight the growing enthusiasm among collectors who view the Eisenhower dollar not just as a coin, but as a tangible piece of 1970s American history. Even in a worn or dilapidated condition, this $1,971 carries a charm that no modern coin can replicate. The aged surface tells stories of the past, a time when coins were exchanged in bustling markets, carried across states, and handled by countless individuals before finding a resting place in a collection. The faded luster and minor imperfections only enhance its appeal to those who appreciate the beauty of authenticity over flawlessness. In recent years, numismatic interest from UK-based collectors has also seen an increase, as many overseas enthusiasts recognize the value in older US dollar coins, especially ones tied to historical figures like Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 moon landing imagery featured on the reverse side. The eagle landing on the moon, symbolic of American achievement, makes this coin both a collectible and a conversation piece. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and valuable coin discoveries from around the world.